You've heard of doctor shopping, trying to find a physician who will give you the diagnosis or the drugs that you want. Tonight, the political version. Correspondent Dan Springer reports on city leaders in Seattle trying to find a researcher who will tell them what they want to hear.
When a University of Washington study came out this week showing Seattle's minimum wage is costing thousands of jobs and actually hurting low-income workers, city leaders attacked the messenger, a team of economists led by Jacob Vigder at the University of Washington. The group of researchers was hired 3 years ago to study the effects of Seattle's wage experiment, but city officials stopped funding when they didn't like the results.
The moment we saw that it was based on a flawed methodology and was going to be unreliable, the Vigder study no longer speaks for City Hall, which is why we contacted Professor Reich. Professor
Michael Reich at the University of California, Berkeley has done several studies on minimum wage. All concluded raising the wage only helps low-skilled workers. As soon as Seattle politicians knew the University of Washington study would show a significant cut in hours and pay for low-wage earners, they commissioned Reich to do his own study and critique the Vigder research. Mayor Ed Murray gave Reich a deadline. His work had to be done just before the Washington team announced their results.
We're doing work that's in the public interest, and I think that the value that we place on being transparent with the city outweighs whatever reaction that they might have.
The stakes in this war of studies are high. A national campaign called Fight for 15 aims to make Seattle's law the federal minimum wage. So far, their wins have come primarily in New York and California. Critics call what Seattle leaders did an egregious act of science shopping.
They see the future of their Fight for 15 campaign grinding to a halt. And so I think that's why they're working and using some of these unseemly tactics to try and discredit the economists who are doing their best to carefully study what's happening.
Seattle officials aren't just under attack from those who oppose the $15 minimum wage. The liberal Seattle Weekly and a Seattle Times columnist have also criticized them for dismissing what appears to many to be good, credible science in exchange for a perceived rubber stamp. Bill?
Thank you, Dan. Dan Springer in Seattle tonight.